Hey guys, it's Diamond, and today I am here to do another story time for you guys. So this story time is going to be a little bit interesting. This is going to be the story about the time that my 40-something, 50-something-year-old Uber took me on a date. So yeah, basically let's just get right into it. So earlier this year, I believe, I don't really remember exactly when it was, but I believe it was earlier this year, I went to visit a friend in Salt Lake City, Utah. So why in the hell would I be in Salt Lake City, Utah? I know. And comment down below if you live or are from Salt Lake City, Utah. Because I saw like no one there while I was there, but still a cool experience, and now I can say that I've been there, so that's really cool. I took a trip to visit a friend in Salt Lake City, Utah, and I rented a car. So I rented a car, drove down there. Drive was completely horrible. I completely hated it. I had a huge headache by the time I got there. It's fucking snowing. I'm already through, like, just upon first getting to there. Some things had transpired when I was there, like just stuff on social media and stuff with the friend that I went down there to go meet up with. Just some stuff was going on. I had scheduled appointments that ended up not showing up. It was just a bunch of stuff that was kind of making this trip like stupid, and I was like, okay, I'm ready to go home. I was only there for like 2 or 3 days, so I was like, okay, I'm just gonna stay, you know, and at least see a little bit of Salt Lake City. And I was around the downtown area. In any downtown area, in any place, I'm pretty sure that the way that it works is they always have parking that you have to pay for, because that's how they make a lot of money, making people pay for parking, because that's where a lot of people go, you know. So that's how it was near my hotel. Every parking garage, every parking thing was super dumb ass expensive. Park in this garage, $25 a night. Park here, $20 a night, $20 a day, blah 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 blah. So I was parking at the meters, plus the meter was closer parking anyway, and it was cold as fuck. A bitch was not trying to walk far as fuck from one of these garages. So I was like, I'm gonna try to park on the street, just park close, keep up with the meters. So I was setting alarms on my phone, putting in a little bit of money on the meter, and like after 7 or 8 o'clock or something, the meters were free, so I wouldn't have to worry about it. After like day 1, that shit got old. Me running out back and forth to put money in the meter, worrying about this rental car getting towed, it wasn't the business. So I was like, look, I'm not finna keep on paying for this parking. You know what I'm saying? It's too much. It's too much. I drove around long enough. There was no free parking lots. There was no free parking, you know. There just wasn't anything for me to do. So I got this idea, me being the person I am, I had this idea to go ahead and park somewhere like in a business type of location, and then just Uber to the hotel. If you guys don't know, Uber is super cheap, first of all. Second of all, I have rides on Uber. You guys can use my Uber code down below if you guys want your first free ride with Uber. So I ride with Uber all the time. So I'm like, okay, great. I'm going to take my car and I'm going to park it in front of Walmart or whatever, something that's open late. And then once it's time for the meters to free up, I will go pick up my car with an Uber and drive it back and park it, because I'm cheap as fuck. I don't give a fuck. Judge me, whatever. Throw shade, I don't care. I'm cheap, and I'm not going to keep on paying all this money for parking. So that's what I decided to do. Went ahead and did it. Day 1, boom. Or day 2, I guess, that I was there, fine. So then this is the last night that I'm going to be there. I go do it again, it's fine. They didn't mess with my car. They didn't tow it or whatever. I take an Uber there to pick it up at night, and I move it. It's perfectly fine. Like, nothing is happening. Nothing wrong happened with the car. So I'm like, great. This is working out perfectly. Honestly, I'm so over the trip of everything that was going on while I was there. I was just kind of ready to go. So this was the last night that I was there. I was moving the car. In the morning, I was going to leave. So that night when I called that Uber, I'm like so over my trip. I'm annoyed. I'm pissed off. I'm like, I'm ready to go home. I have to drive like 8 hours to get back home, and I'm just not here for it. It's cold as fuck. It's fucking snowing. I don't like the cold. It's just, I'm not here for it at all, okay? So what happens is I call this Uber. He pulls up. This nigga's in a Lexus. I'm like, okay, let me hop right in or whatever. You know when you get the good Ubers, you be feeling some type of way. You be like, okay, let me hop in this. Yes, thank you. Okay, yes. So he's just picking me up to drive me to Target, to drive to my car. So he's like, well, where am I taking you? And I was like, well, I have my car. You just need to take me, go pick it up. I'm very quiet when I'm irritated, especially to people I don't know, because I don't want to try to come off like giving some type of attitude. I don't know. It's hard for me to hide my feelings or hide my emotions on my face. So he's automatically like, oh, you seem like you're in a bad mood. You seem a little upset. What's going on? And I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, I don't know you like that. So what is you asking me all these questions for? That's how I am off top. I'm like, okay, so I don't really know you and you're asking me all these questions. But okay, I'm going to be polite because I'm in your car. So I'm like, yeah, you know, I'm just not really in a great mood. Some stuff's going on, blah, blah. And he's like, well, tell me about it and blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, okay, this Uber nigga trying to like be my therapist for this little 10 minutes that we're finna be in the car. Okay, so I just told him I'm not having a good time. I'm not from here. I'm just visiting, and this shit is for the birds. That's basically what I tell him. I'm just like, I'm just not having a good time, and I'm just probably about to go get this car, go get something to eat, go to sleep, and get up in the morning and chuck the deuces and get out of here and not come back, okay? And he's like, okay. So I'm just taking you to your car, blah, blah. Why's your car parked here? Asking a shitload of questions, low-key, now that I look back on it. But, of course, he probably asking all these questions because he's just trying to talk to me because he just want to talk. So I'm like, okay, we drive and we get to the car. He parks next to my car. He's like, oh, you should go and warm your car up because it's super cold and you can't just start the car and leave. So he was like, you know, go ahead and warm your car up. It's going to be freezing in there, and just get back in my car. So I'm like, okay, that kind of makes sense. So I'm like, alright, I'll warm my car up and come sit back in here for a minute. Plus, I could tell you not done preaching, so I'm going to let you talk. So I'm like, okay, yeah. I get up, start the car up, it's warming up, it's heating up. He continues to preach to me and talk to me about stuff, and he says, basically, what am I about to do? And I said, I'm about to eat and go back where you picked me up from. And he's like, oh, well, since you're gonna go eat, we should just go eat. And he's just like, yeah, we can all go eat and blah, 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 blah. And I'm just like, okay, now let me tell you guys, I'm so caught off guard by this because it's the middle of the night. It's probably 10 p.m., maybe even later. I'm in damn near pajamas, no makeup, nothing. Looking crazy, to be quite frank with you guys. Looking quite crazy. So I'm like, okay, sure. Why did I say even okay? I don't even know. Why do we make the decisions we make? I don't know what my thought process is most of the time when I'm going through these story times. But he seems cool. He was chilled. I was like, okay, he's chilled. And I'm driving in my own car. For sure. Like, I had already warmed the car up. So I was like, okay, well, I'll meet you where we're going. Or I'll follow you. Like, you're not going to take me in your car, nigga. I watch too much Law & Order SVU for that shit. But I will follow you in the car. Because I could tell you're finna give me a free meal, to be quite frank with you. So I'm like, okay, Gramps, I will get in my car and I'll follow you wherever, you go. And he's like, well, what do you have taste for? I was like, I honestly don't care. I don't know what's around here. Like I said, I'm not from here. So just take me wherever you want to take me. Not like that, but take me to a restaurant, damn it. Let's just go. And so he ends up taking me to Denny's, which was perfectly fine. I didn't care. It was open late. It was late. So I'm like, yeah, wherever. We go, we order, and we're just like chit-chatting and talking the whole time. He's like asking me a whole shit ton of questions. Where are you from? What do you do? How old are you? Blah, 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 blah. So he asked me how old I am, and I tell him I'm 20. After he finishes interrogating me, asking me all these motherfucking questions that he asked me, I was like, so where are you from? You know, how old are you, nigga? Like, what? All I know is your car and your first name and like all that. I don't know nothing about you. He tells me, you know, his life story damn near, but he didn't say how old he was. And I'm like, again, how old are you? He's like, why? I was like, I mean, you asked me how old I was. And he was like, blah, blah, blah. So I'm like finding it funny that he won't say his age. He's an older man for sure, no doubt. And he's like, I believe he said he was 46 or something in the higher 40s or 50s. And I'm like, okay. Like, I mean, I knew you were older. It's not a secret. You know what I'm saying? Like, you wasn't hiding shit from me by not saying what your age was. And he's just, like, we sit there, we eat, we're chit-chatting, and he basically, at the end of it all, was just kind of like, you know, I come to Vegas, and I could come visit you in Vegas. And in my mind, I'm thinking, like, nigga, are you serious? Like, do you really think... You really think this Uber ride is finna turn into a relationship or something? Like, you're finna come back and forth and visit me? I was just like, oh, is that what you're gonna do? You're gonna come visit me in Vegas. I was like, you know what? Whatever you say. So he ends up asking me if I have Facebook. I'm like, yes. He looks me up. Or he tells me to look him up. One of those two things happens. I think I looked him up and he might have added me. I'm not sure. I never hit this man up. This older gentleman. Somebody's father. Whoever this person was. No, I never hit this man up. I never accepted his request. I never requested him. Whatever happened, nothing happened. Because I was like, I'm not going to talk to you after this night. Like, are you crazy? I'm never coming back to this place. Ever. This free meal has probably been the best part of this entire trip, minus you talking my ear off this whole time. Hate to say it, I hate to be that way, but honestly, I was hungry and the opportunity was there. He seemed cool, but where he started taking the conversation to, which is somewhere I totally wasn't trying to go. And I thought the situation was so funny that this random Uber was just kind of like, oh, you know, we should go out to eat. Or I did. I thought it was funny. Like, I thought that it was hilarious. After it's all said and done, when he tells me to basically hit him up on Facebook so he can fly me out, or whatever the hell he was trying to say or do. Like, nigga, you drive Uber. Like, what can you really... I'm sorry, no offense to Uber drivers. Let me not even be too shady in this video. I got in my car, he got in his car, I drove back to that damn hotel room and did exactly what the hell I said I was gonna do. I parked my car in one of these free ass meters, got my cold ass out the car, walked into that hotel room, fell asleep, and woke up the next morning at like 5 or 4 or something early as fuck, and zoomed my ass back to Vegas. Worst ride, worst trip ever, but I guess it was pretty cool that the Uber wanted to take me on a date or whatever. I was like, dang, I must be some kind of poppin'. This Uber just randomly want to take me on a date. And I was looking like garbage, like literally, come on, can we talk? Periodically time. Literally, I was looking like garbage. Like, I was already in the bed, my alarm had went off, I rolled out of bed and was just like, Uber, take me to fucking Target to pick up my car. And he took me on a date. So I thought that was really cool, really random story, and I use Uber all the time and I never had anything like that happen before. Usually the Ubers are super professional. Not that it was like a problem that he wanted to go eat. I mean, I went to go eat with them, so how much shit can I really talk? But anyway, that's neither here nor there. This is the story about when my Uber driver ended up taking me on a date instead of just taking me to my destination. So yeah, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you guys want more story times. Definitely thumbs up this video so I can know. And yeah, I will talk to you guys next time. Bye.